Most people spend a lot of time on the computer and a lot of time on their phones. And when you're doing something repeatedly, day in and day out, you're at a real risk for having a repetitive strain injury, especially if you don't have an ergonomic setup. So the first thing we're going to talk about is your cell phone. Usually, people hold their cell phones down and kind of end up folding forward into them, and it just causes this chain reaction in the body, and it makes it very, very easy to slouch down, get that forward head position, cause patterns of tightness and tension, all the stuff we've been talking about. And so next time you go to text or look at your phone, just notice what a difference it makes just to hold it up a tiny bit. Just hold it up a few inches. And when you think about moving your head down to look at it, think about, again, hinging from the ears instead of hinging from the upper back. And also keep in mind that you can just rotate your eyes down as well. You don't have to bring your whole body down. So just those tiny little tweaks over time can actually save you from all kinds of pain. Most people who spend time typing are going to, at some point, start to feel some tension in their forearm. They're going to get a little bit of a repetitive strain. And it makes sense because we're constantly overusing the muscles on the forearm here, and these muscles just kind of get overly stretched out. And so we're going to do a little exercise that's designed to even out those muscle groups and make them more counterbalanced. And so I'm just taking a rubber band and I'm putting it around all 5 of my fingers. I'm pointing my palm upwards, so right away I'm in the opposite position of typing, and I'm just opening and closing. Make sure your palm is up, and really it's just very much exactly the opposite position that you spend the whole day in if you're on the keyboard or on your mouse. If you suffer from repetitive strain injury, doing this as many times a day as you can is really going to help. We're strengthening the back of the arm, and now we're going to go ahead and stretch the front. So let's open up the front of those wrists. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my palms on the floor, pushing my palms into the floor, and then sitting back to intensify the stretch. Taking a couple deep breaths here. We're always curling our hands forward when we're typing, and we don't usually have the opportunity to get into this position, so it might be pretty intense. So take a couple of deep breaths, really relax, and you can back off again by lifting your bottom up. Let's see that from the side. So here is kind of the easiest position, and then as I sit back, I'm getting a much more intense stretch. You can play around with your knee placement as well. There's all sorts of little modifications you can do to alter the intensity of this stretch. Now you can do one hand at a time. You can lift one finger up at a time, stretching each of those individual muscles of the forearm. You want to really breathe into it and go nice and slowly. And when you're done, roll it around and shake it out.